Welcome back into another edition of Prime Sports World Presents On Point Wrestling Entertainment. This week in World Wrestling Entertainment 0402 26 edition, as the card for the WrestleMania, the Showcase of the Immortals, begins to take clearer and clearer shape. And we got a lot of interesting things that happened over the last week in WWE for sure, and in AEW that we'll talk about at the very end of the show. But if you like what we're doing here at Prime Sports World, please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. I'm, of course, your host, David On Point Huppin, right there. My co-host, Mr. T.J. Hopkins. Welcome to the show, TJ. Happy Thursday, my friend. And shout out to all the people watching us on YouTube right now. Got at least 14 viewers over there, so appreciate you guys checking us out. But yeah, TJ, what's up, brother?
I know, same old.
I definitely feel that we're like doing a new format for our morning show at the station I work at, and it's a lot more work than what I was doing before. So it's just been kind of a learning curve kind of thing, dude. It's been a little stressful, more stressful than I would prefer it to be. But such is life, right?
Unfortunately.
Yeah. But you know what takes my mind off of it? A little bit of professional wrestling. And this week was an absolute banger when it comes to professional wrestling in the WWE. Like they did some interesting stuff. Some matches got confirmed. It's been a fun week.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into it. Come on.
Yeah. Let's get into it. Let's talk about SmackDown. Obviously, we had the Bellatins defeat Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. There was interference in this match. I think they won via DQ, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I guess they just won. There was some interference. Nia Jax and Lash Legend came out. They engaged. Bailey and Lila Valkyria also came out. This obviously turned into a big brawl as it went off TV. It was fine for what it was. I wouldn't go out of your way to watch this particular match. So,
yeah,
it's building. Like we'll talk about it when we get to the Raw show, but they're just building towards what's going to be probably a pretty damn good match at WrestleMania between those four teams with Bayley, Lila Valkyria, the Irresistible Forces, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss, and the Bella Twins. I just kind of need us to get there, though. I don't necessarily need to see them wrestle in matches that I know are going to end in bullshit again.
Yeah, that's
oh God, you know.
So what I said last week, like we don't like it gets to a point where the downtime in between, like leading up to the pay-per-view, gets it gets ridiculous because it's like how many times are like shit like this gonna happen? How many times are they gonna have a match and there's gonna be interference, there's gonna be this, there's gonna be that, there's gonna be bullshit finishes, there's gonna be just filler stuff that happens where it's just like who cares? Like just I don't know what more the story needs, but
we got 2 weeks still, so I'll be interested to see what they do in the next 2 weeks because I got 2 more Raws and 2 more SmackDowns, I believe, before Mania. It might be 3 actually. I think about it. Maybe 3 SmackDowns and 2 Raws. This match will be very good. I kind of just need us to get there at this point. To another match that I also think we kind of need to just get to, and I would like to see them actually do a little bit more promo time between Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill. But Rhea Ripley beat B-Fab by disqualification halfway through this match. Obviously, Jade Cargill got involved. So did Michin. They attacked, and that's how this match ended in DQ. Well, once again. The GM of SmackDown didn't book enough matches to fill the show. So there was a falling out backstage. And because of that, B-Fab and Rhea Ripley ended up having a match that was kind of impromptu. It ended in bullshit, as we've seen multiple times. The first 2 matches on the show both ended in bananas bullshit. So that's all I really got to say about that.
Yeah, again, that stable, that faction, Jay Cargill, B-Fab, and Michin, like that stable to me makes no sense. Like I don't get it.
I'm gonna need them to pay it off eventually. I know they did a little bit because they're like, oh yeah, like we always coming up short. Like we'll team our up, we'll align ourselves with somebody who actually has been there and done that and kind of follow in their footsteps. But it still doesn't make you spend weeks feuding and then all of a sudden it's like, it's fine, we'll all be friends. Like
But
okay,
it's like that, and it's like don't have the worst member, and no disrespect to BFAB, like don't have the worst member of that faction go up against Rhea Ripley.
well, I
Thinking,
mean, we all know that what's going to happen, right? They're going to have now. She's going to have a match with Michin. It's also going to end in shenanigans, bullshit, and it will. We will just get to the event WrestleMania match, and that will it will be a good match. But we just kind of this feels like another feud that we kind of just need to get to it.
yeah.
From there, shout out to Jelly Roll. I mean, the guy's really seems like he's committed to this whole wrestling stuff as he goes into WrestleMania. Won his first singles match against Kit Wilson. He did it with a pretty impressive looking choke slam. Obviously, yeah, Danhausen was sort of involved. The Miz was sort of involved as well. This is another match where I guess I'll be interested to see like how they actually get to the tag team match, how like what they like how they get the trigger gets pulled on it. But this build has been fun. I've been okay with this.
Yeah, every time there's a celebrity wrestler who comes in, like I said, it's either going to be really good or it's either going to be really bad. Very few times it's in between. Mostly because I think a lot of non-wrestlers come into this thinking like, oh, it's easy. I can do what they do. It's very easy. Like, and then like they realize like, no, this shit is hard. Like when they get slammed onto that mat, it's not a soft landing. It hurts. And even though like it's scripted and they do their best to take care of each other so everybody walks away uninjured, you like the risk of getting injured still happens, like even with all the precautions that they take. So for Jelly Roll to come into this, one, take it seriously, because again, a lot of celebrity wrestlers don't. They think it, like I said, they think it's sweet, they think it's whatever. Hey, I'm just gonna go out there, take a few bumps, fall down a couple times, and that's it. Like, no, that shit hurts. So he takes it seriously. That's great. I lament Bad Bunny all the time for taking the time he did to learn how to do this. Like he said, he went to Orlando to the Performance Center for 3 months just to get the basics down, to learn how to wrestle.
Yeah.
And Jelly Roll comes out like I was like, you're not gonna have Jelly Roll lose to Kit Wilson. No disrespect to Kit Wilson. And shout out to Kit Wilson for being a team player because
man, let me tell you, that dude is so entertaining. Like he's playing his role perfectly, and yeah, like for him to have like to play the role that he's playing is good. Yeah, not everybody has the ego that they can be like, well, okay, well, I'll play this character.
And then for most wrestlers, because most wrestlers, to be fair, most wrestlers should have the ego to, I'm not losing to somebody who's just going to be gone in a month.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the great things about The Miz, right? I mean, The Miz is going to be in the Hall of Fame, but he's willing to play whatever role the WWE needs, and he's going to be in this match when it's all said and done. It's going to be The Miz and Kit Wilson versus Danhausen and Jelly Roll.
You're ready,
and Jelly Roll. I'm not like you know how many wrestlers should. It's almost like take a professional basketball player, and they just at the park or at an open gym playing, and all of a sudden somebody challenges them 1-on-1. Like the audacity! Like are you the clip that Brian Scalabrine clip? Hey, I'm closer to LeBron than you are to me. Like yes. I'm like, you are not finna so every professional wrestler absolutely has the right to go to every non-wrestler and be like, yeah, I'm not losing to you. I'm not doing that. They should absolutely do their best Hulk Hogan impersonation. That don't work for me, brother. Like, yes, I'm not losing to you. But to the wrestlers who can put that ego aside More power to you. And that's what Kit Wilson's doing here because he made Jelly Roll look and like he made him look good. He made Jelly Roll look, especially with that choke slam at the end. Like he made
Yeah,
him,
yeah,
he made
yeah,
him look
yeah,
good.
yeah. Moving on from there, probably one of the most controversial decisions going into WrestleMania is having Sami Zayn capture the United States champion. I'm okay with this. Obviously, we had Trick Williams involved. He was trying to cause a distraction instead of hitting Sami Zayn. And for some reason, the referee just didn't see any of this. Trick Williams hit Carmelo Hayes instead with the clothesline. Sami Zayn sees the opportunity, hit the Luba kick. He pinned Carmelo Hayes. Like, as long as this results in a triple threat match at WrestleMania, I'm fine with Sami Zayn putting the title on him. But Carmelo Hayes has been too good this year with that particular strap for him to be all of a sudden out of the match. I'm sure, and I feel the same way about Ilya Dragunov, but I feel like they'll find a way to put those four guys into this match. It'll probably happen tomorrow somehow. But Sami Zayn winning a title and going into WrestleMania with the title, especially if he ends up losing now at Mania and kind of further cements this heel character that he's kind of playing now, or this kind of pseudo heel character I think he's going to eventually go into post Mania.
Mm-hmm.
I putting the title on him, have him, come on this high of coming into Mania on this super big high, and then for it to all go crumbling down as he loses the match at WrestleMania, probably to Trick Williams, who should leave that match with the title. He probably ends up pinning Ilya Dragunov. I don't know. I mean, that's a conversation for another day. But for their decision to put Sami Zayn on the title on him, I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I didn't really have a problem with it. Like again, that promo that Cody Rhodes cut on him a couple weeks ago, like at some point in time, you gotta stop blaming everyone else and start looking at you. When although every time a disgruntled superstar makes that point, it's not like they don't have a valid point. Like you like, it'd be different if they didn't have a point. Like how many times did we like have we seen a star lose a title and then just get rematch after rematch after rematch? And it's like that's usually not how that's supposed to go. Like you're supposed to go to you lose the title.
I mean,
Yes, you get your initial rematch, but if you lose that one, hey, guess what? It's
back to the line.
It's back to the back of the line.
But WWE has been terrible with that. Like we have people just requesting title shots, even though they either haven't won since, or they just got beat in a clean as a whistle match. Where they'll have that happens a lot in wrestling in general. It's not just a WWE problem. It's also an AEW problem and a TNA problem and a Ring of Honor problem. It will continue to be a problem probably until the end of time, where it's just like each title shot where you just show up and you just confront the champion. Even though you have no business getting a title shot, you get one anyways.
Right.
But Like when Cody got the title shot against Drew McIntyre in the first place, yes, obviously you can make the argument that like Drew McIntyre cost him the WrestleMania shot by interfering with that match at the Elimination Chamber. But I mean, he lost to Drew McIntyre pretty cleanly. I guess Jacob Fatu was also sort of involved in that match as well. But but I will say, as long as Carmelo Hayes gets in this match somehow at WrestleMania and Sami Zayn, they have a triple threat, Trick Williams as well, I'm okay with having the title on Sami Zayn as long as he doesn't win again at Mania. Because I kind of want to see Sami Zayn kind of fall into this terrible, like it's not terrible to say, like I kind of want to see him hit rock bottom a little bit, right? Like I kind of want to see him go to like this heel persona, like closer to that like cult lead, that conspiracy theory character that he played during the pandemic. Obviously, I don't want to see that particular character exactly, but I would like to see Sami Zayn go heel and have show a little more edge. Not Adam Copeland; he's an AEW.
It is to your point of the controversy, and like you literally just laid it out beautifully. It's where do we go from? I mean, like obviously, like it's. I won't even say it's controversial because like there's so many angles with so many possible involvements in the storyline because like you got like you said you got Sami Zayn, you got Trick Williams, you got um and you got Carmelo Hayes, right? And you got
Yeah.
Ilya Dragunov. Like, how? Who's to say come 2 weeks from now? Because like that's when WrestleMania is 2 weeks from now.
WrestleMania, yeah, is 3 weeks from now. I think it's on
3 weeks
the
from now.
it's the 25th through the 26th.
All right. Like, who's literally to say that they just won't? It won't get to a point where, like, hey, we're just gonna throw the four of you guys in the ring and we're gonna fatal four-way this thing.
Actually,
And
it's the 18th and the 19th. I apologize. So it's still 2 weeks away. So it's 2 weekends away, 18th, 19th.
that is.
And
I
shout
think
out,
it's
yeah,
gonna get to the fatal four-way.
shout out to this dude Kevin who's been like blowing us up on the comment section on YouTube. Yeah, we know it's staged, Kevin. We appreciate it. Yeah, just thank you very much. We appreciate the comment and appreciate you continuing watching us over there on the YouTube. Give us a like and subscribe, brother. We appreciate it. Let's go. We also cover the NFL and the NBA here at Prime Sports World. So
like,
you want
we
to
know
talk
it's
about
fake.
yeah,
We
we're
know,
not,
bro.
we're aware.
See,
I'm 38
like
years
this
old, brother.
is
I
the
know.
thing. This is the thing that irks me. This is the thing that irks me because I'm looking at his comment right now. His profile pic is Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, and he's telling us about what's fake. Your profile pic, the character in your profile pic, the guy, that's a character. He's not real, yet he is your profile pic.
But anyway, we're not
Are
going to
we?
pile on.
No, no, no,
We're
no,
not
no,
going
no,
to
no,
we're not
no,
going to pile
no,
on
no,
him.
no, no, no. Are am I jumping down his throat for liking Dragon Ball Z? No, I love Dragon Ball Z. I grew up on it. He clearly enjoys it. Let us do what we enjoy, dude. If it's that much of a problem, don't comment, don't watch.
100%.
We were fine without. We were fine before you. We'd be fine without you.
But yeah, if you do want to try, if you wanted to like, share, and subscribe, more power to you. From there, we have Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre. Also, shout out to Drew McIntyre. Unfortunately, his cat passed away yesterday. So hopefully he's doing okay because I love my cat. And if my cat ever does pass away, I will be in a very bad shape and I'll have to take a month off work. Anyways, it's been. I'm not kidding, by the way. Like I will have to take a month off work because me and this cat have been through a lot together, actually. Anyways, it's been confirmed that they're now going to have an unsanctioned match with basically just saying it's going to be an absolute street fight free for all. I still like the idea that TJ proposed for this match instead of a last man standing or I quit match. But this is about as close as it gets as well. An unsanctioned match, so. This feud is fun. I'm actually super looking forward to this match.
It's all it is. It's literally that's all they had to call it. Hey, we're just gonna make this a last man standing match. Try and just beat the hell out of each other.
Essentially is without them actually putting that exact label on it.
It's like just beat the hell out of each other for 25 minutes, and I'm sticking with the prediction that it just ends in a no contest. Neither wins.
I do not think that's going to happen. But I do think that the build to this feud, like when this match should be one of the better ones of the entire weekend. Like if this match doesn't steal the show, something has gone horribly wrong. And then from there, the Women's United States champion Julia beat Tiffany Stratton in a non-title match. Kiana James also got involved, ended up becoming distraction. So right when Tiffany Stratton went to hit the prettiest moonsault, the PME, Kiana James distraction. Julia got the knees up. She rolled her up and got the surprise roll-up victory. I had predicted in past shows that I didn't think this title would be defended on Mania. I do not think that's the case anymore. I do think Tiffany Stratton and Julia, and potentially Kiana James in a fatal three-way, depending on what happens over the next couple weeks. But for sure, those two wrestlers, Tiffany Stratton and Julia, will have a match at Mania for sure for this strap. And I'm happy about that because this United States title women's version has just been treading water basically since it's debuted. And at times, it's not even featured on television. So get it onto Mania. Put Tiffany Stratton as a big star. Julia is going to be a big star. The way you elevate a title is you put a mid-card title on a huge star. So just do it up.
And the heel star has to be willing to, you know, rock that title. That's a big part of it. I remember that initial Cena Roman Reigns beef. Like Cena was like, I accepted the United States Championship. You took it as a demotion. Like you do have stars out there, even though it's kayfabe or whatever. Like they feel like certain belts are quote unquote beneath them. Like no, can't do that.
But yeah, I mean, it's been fine. I think, yeah, I'm glad they're booking this match to appear on the WrestleMania card. Don't put it on like the Friday before Mania. That would be terrible. If you want people to care about this particular title and any title, really, it has to appear on WrestleMania. Like it has to. Because last year at Mania, I don't think this title was defended at all. Either was the Intercontinental. Now I think about it. So yeah, just do right by these wrestlers, do right by that particular strap, get it onto the main card, get it onto WrestleMania. From there, we had the Randy Orton is the worst person in America segment, where he beat Matt Cardona, but finally Cody Rhodes was able to get a little bit of his revenge, a little bit of his come up. He basically attacked Randy Orton, just a pull apart brawl. The picture in the background of this picture is them being pulled apart by wrestling security. This is another one. We'll talk about it when we get to CM Punk and Roman Reigns. The booking on this particular feud has been absolutely perfect. I am locked in to this feud and the one on Raw, and this should probably be main event of night one.
Yeah.
And I still want Randy Orton to win, but they've done a good job of kind of suspending my disbelief because I don't actually know who's going to win. And shout out real quick. Randy Orton, his birthday was yesterday. So happy belated birthday, Randy Orton. 46, I think, years old.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's still surreal watching him. Like, it's like, dude, I've been watching you since I was 8, 9 years old or whatever. And 46, Jesus, and still going strong at that. Like not missing a beat. Like looks like he could go for another 10 years if he fucking wanted to.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I mean, this is I enjoyed this segment very much.
Yeah, again, this is another one. I don't need this anymore. The picture, like I don't need the countless security breakouts.
I like it, dude. I love it, dude.
Hey, we had a point. I get to the match. Get to the actual match. Like start whooping some ass.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're gonna do because Randy Orton has been talking to somebody on the phone for multiple weeks. I eventually think that's gonna pay off into something, and I wouldn't be surprised if tonight or tomorrow night actually, if there's some sort of Cody Rhodes, Matt Cardona, Randy Orton ex-partner, someone tag team match. I don't know who. I mean, maybe it's Aleister Black, maybe. But I think that's how they're going to continue this feud because I tend to agree with you. Like this feels like you're almost overcooking it maybe potentially, but this feud has been fun. I think they're going to continue to build. I think there will be a tag team match next week or tomorrow night actually. Mark Cardona, Cody Rhodes. I'm going to predict it's going to be Randy Orton and Aleister Black as a tag team between. It'll be somebody. I think that's going to happen, but we'll see. That's been our SmackDown breakdown. Let us know down in the comments section what you thought about all these segments and what do you think about the build for these various matches as we head towards WrestleMania. On to the Raw, man, Monday Night Raw. And I want to talk about the CM Punk segment I want to, but we're not going to because that segment was amazing. Like,
wait, which segment?
The CM Punk Roman Reigns segment. It was just so well done. And this feud is so well executed. But we're going to start with Cody Rhodes. He comes out to a big, standing ovation in Madison Square Garden in the Mecca, in one of the big WWE stadiums. Like WWE was born and really grew in Madison Square Garden. So it's one of the greatest places for WWE. Cody Rhodes comes out. He obviously gets interrupted by Stephanie McMahon, which did seem odd at the time, and it felt odd even while it was happening. And she ended up smacking Cody Rhodes in the face. The segment was strange. I know you had to get Cody Rhodes on it just because it's the Madison Square Garden, but the segment was weird. And I would have probably have preferred if it didn't happen.
Yeah, considering
I guess I just don't understand why Stephanie McMahon interrupted him and came out. It was a strange segment. Like let's put. I know she's going in the Hall of Fame, so like give her a little bit of her flowers, like. But it was weird.
Huh? So actually, it's the whole. What she say? Like you're not your father, and he goes, and you aren't either. And
by the way, Stephanie McMahon, that's probably a compliment, given what we know about Vince McMahon today.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to get into it, but that's not the insult that I think I would get upset about. I think that would be all right. Like okay, yeah, you're right. I'm not him.
Like, thank God I'm not him. Right? Yeah. So I just want to again, I'm kind of with you on that. I'm like, what was the direction they were going for? This one?
This literally felt like they were in Madison Square Garden. Cody Rhodes has our most important title. We're just going to put him on TV.
Or it could be like the history behind it. Like you said, like this is like New York, like my.
I mean, this is one of the original hubs for WWE. Like they because of Madison Square Garden, they became the company that they are today.
And it's like both of their fathers, well, his father, I want to say grandfather, well, yeah, and her father really played a role in professional wrestling being what it is now, I guess. Yeah. And I don't know, like it was you could argue it was a time filling segment. I guess
I think they just like they didn't need to fill time. They had plenty of stuff going on. They felt this felt like a segment they put on TV for solely because of them being in Madison Square Garden and wanting to put Cody Rhodes on the show. Period.
No, I get you.
But I mean, we will get to much more positive segments than the way I feel about that particular one. Speaking of which, the Vision winning the world titles by accidentally getting help from IShowSpeed. He's like, because you get cursed by Danhausen last week, and then you think you're gonna help. Like you get like they weirdly gave him like the whole the reason that he was even out there was strange. Like, you know, Adam Pearce comes out, he's like, oh hey, I got you these front row tickets to go watch the title match. Like, first of all, you don't get tickets for one match. That's not the way tickets work for anything. And then for him to be there and end up costing the Usos the title, and then for him to basically be like taken hostage by the Vision after that. I think ultimately the Vision having these titles and winning these titles is probably the right call. But it does make me super concerned for these two titles for Mania, because they may not get defended now, given the fact that they just had a title change. And when we get to my match predictions later in the show, I'm going to have them doing something else and not defending these titles. But the Vision having gold finally, that makes sense, because this group has been floundering because everybody in it keeps getting hurt. For them finally win a title with Logan Paul and Austin Theory. And I kind of like those two guys together, and I kind of like the Vision with those three guys. I guess we'll talk about a segment later that came up, but we'll see. I mean, we'll see. I think IShowSpeed, I think introducing him into this particular feud, I think adds a little bit of depth to it. That makes it kind of fun.
Damn. I could, yeah. I don't want to be disrespectful, but I want to say they slapped the titles on them like you said, like everybody's hurt. Like I legit think they slapped the titles on them to save the faction. Like they they had to have had accomplished something to
Yeah,
like
yeah.
to validate
Because
this team
none of them
forming.
have won anything since they've joined the Vision. Like even when Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed were
Bronson
in this group,
Reed.
they still weren't winning titles. Their best accomplishment between the four of them since they've come together is the fact that Bronson Reed beat Roman Reigns on a random PLE. That's it. They haven't done anything else.
I mean,
And it was also strange that LA Knight was out to be like guest commentary for this match, even though he's not involved in the tag team division whatsoever. So, I mean, I guess we'll talk about it when we get to it. But this was it will eventually makes it. I think it'll eventually make sense. But this felt like they just needed to put the titles on the Vision just because they need to have some sort of credibility going into WrestleMania.
yeah, they had to do something.
Yeah. From there, stop me if you heard this before, or heard me say this before. The women's tag team title match between Lila Valkyria and Bailey and the Irresistible Forces ended in a DQ because it seems like we talk about it every single week. And the other thing that I do not understand is the fact that once all of the teams chased the Lash Legend and Nia Jax out of the ring, if you were Bailey and Lila Valkyria, wouldn't you be beyond mad that the Bella Twins and Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair came out during your match and cost you a shot to win the titles? Like, I wouldn't be just in the ring with them. I would have fought them right then and there. I know eventually got confirmed that there's going to be a four-way team match between these four teams. It's just to get to let's just get to this match. I don't know what they're going to do with this particular feud for 2 weeks in order to keep it going, because I'm just ready for it to be a thing and happen.
Next up.
All right. From there, we had, oh my God, the segment of the freaking night. One of them, at least, the segments of the freaking night. Obafemi and Brock Lesnar in the ring together, and Brock Lesnar was not playing around. He was not wearing his street clothes. The dude looked like he looked like he did all the workouts like for the last week. He looked shredded. And then Obafemi takes his sweet ass time walking to the ring, and then he taunts him by walking around the ring, and then he finally gets in the ring, and eventually Triple H has to come in and break him up because we don't want to jeopardize the WrestleMania match. This is another one of those where I don't necessarily need to see them do anything else. I'm hooked on this match. I'm ready for it to be probably the opening match of either. Actually, I think Obafemi's entrance will be way cooler at night because they've made that mistake before. Like when they had the Undertaker and Bray Wyatt when they wrestled at WrestleMania, both of them came out during like the early morning or the early hours of WrestleMania. And so like their entrances are built to be cool at night. I guess it won't matter because the Death Star is indoors. So it'll be the same effect no matter what. But this match has been booked perfectly. It's been so entertaining. And the fact that they haven't been able to get their hands on each other makes this kind of feel like it's just brewing in the background. Like it's getting ready to go. Like it's getting ready to completely bust open.
But the champ of the night is that security guy that Obafemi just tossed like a rag doll, and way to take a bump, dude. Way to take.
Man, he took another bump for Brock Lesnar too. He took an F5 that looked brutal. Like,
yeah, way to take a bump, my man.
And I mean, Adam Pearce too. Adam Pearce took a crazy bump from.
So I'm with you on that one. So like hey, nothing more needs to be said. I would actually be perfectly fine if we literally don't see them again until WrestleMania. Like, what more needs to be like? They don't need, because this is the third time they've done this kind of interaction.
Yeah,
and it's the first time that it didn't end with Oba getting the best of Brock Lesnar. If they want to do one where Brock Lesnar reminds Obafemi that, hey, I'm fucking Brock Lesnar.
I think they have to do that. Like
I'm kind of fine with that.
I think they have to do that eventually. Like I don't think Brock Lesnar can go into that match looking this quote unquote weak for Brock Lesnar. I think he eventually has to get one over on Obafemi. But yeah, the segment was amazing. Like, it was just an absolute slam dunk segment. From there, Penta did defend the Intercontinental title against Kofi Kingston. The match was really nothing to talk about. What I really want to talk about is what happened after the match. So Penta takes the microphone and he announces what's going to be happening with that title at WrestleMania. Although he does have to beat El Hilo del Vikingo at AAA, I think tomorrow. So that's still, I'm sure he's going to win. So let's just pretend he's going to win that match. There's no way he loses. But they announced an Intercontinental Championship ladder match for that title. And here is the guys that are going to be in this match: Javon Evans, Rusev, Dragon Lee, and JD McDonough of the Judgment Day. It is a little annoying to me that like they announced these wrestlers, like they had like these matches on Dark that apparently like were number one qualifying matches. But in my opinion, why didn't you just have qualifying matches on TV? It's not like you don't have time to fill, like, you know. But anyways, I'm just kind of nitpicking because I think doing the Intercontinental ladder match and also separating, because that either happened earlier or later in the show, and separating Dom and Finn Balor from that Intercontinental scene kind of lets them have a feud that it's just bad blood. And it could be a scenario where we do see the Demon, because I didn't think we would see him, but now that the title's not involved, I think we might see the Demon now, as we kind of relaunch Finn Balor as this mega baby face. I don't know. I love the Intercontinental. I love it. I think it's going to be fun. The match should be great. Some of the guys in this match could absolutely go with the absolute best of them. So yeah, sign me up.
I like that too. It's yeah, everybody gets a shot. Everybody gets to perform on the main stage, especially a dude like Javon Evans. Like
I was really certain that like he was going to have a match with Kofi Kingston. I don't know what Kofi Kingston does now at WrestleMania. He might just miss it entirely.
They might just miss him, man. They might just miss it. Like, you hate that, but hey, it happens. Sometimes it happens.
Yeah. I mean, unless they're going to have him, but you'll see when we get to my like card prediction. I already have too many matches on there that I don't like. There's going to be matches cut that I think something has to give, because I have 17 matches on the card that I have predicted right now. I think it's probably going to be closer to 14. They'll have like 7 per night. So that means 3 matches have to be cut, and I'm not sure what 3 they're going to be. But the match announcement at WrestleMania should be excellent. And for Javon Evans, yeah, it's a big time moment. He should. I don't think he's going to win the Intercontinental. I mean, maybe. I think he's going to have a high flying moment where he comes out of it smelling of roses, and we go into the latter half of the year where he's going to be possibly competing against like big time stars like Roman Reigns or CM Punk moving forward.
Hey, that being said, like this next segment, I absolutely did not understand.
Yeah, so anyways, Adam Pearce kept hinting throughout the show, like he kept going up to Paul Heyman. It's like, hey, did you check your email? And I guess Paul Heyman didn't check his email until he got into the ring. Paul Heyman, by the way, is pulling double duty, as he's just like all over television right now, which I'm not hating because I love Paul Heyman. But yeah, he's in the ring. Adam Pearce comes in and interrupts him, and he tells him that all the charges against Seth Rollins have been dropped, and he's also now been medically cleared to take bumps. And all of a sudden, Seth Rollins' music hit. He attacks Paul Heyman. He hits him with the chair. Very, very reminiscent of when he hit Roman Reigns with the chair. Or was it Dean Ambrose? One of the two. When he broke up the Shield like 12 years ago, if not longer than that. And then as he's going to stomp Paul Heyman on the chair, Gunther shows up and drags him out of the ring and puts him into a chokehold and points at the WrestleMania sign. And he choked him to such an extent that Seth Rollins was bleeding because Gunther was like covered in blood from that. So what I imagine happened is Rey Mysterio, who was supposed to have a match with Gunther, didn't get cleared. Braun Breaker, who was supposed to have a match with Seth Rollins, didn't get cleared. And so we have these two great wrestlers who need something to do. We'll just put them together. But it doesn't make sense from a storyline basis. Like is Gunther now part of the Vision? Like I don't think that's a thing, because he didn't really help Paul Heyman either. He didn't help Paul Heyman, and like, what is Gunther's? What's the reason that he did this? I mean, the other thing, Gunther's been off TV for 3 straight weeks, and so there hasn't been even any kind of hint of this. And Seth Rollins has been pretty prominently featured on television every single week, and all of a sudden Gunther decides now he's going to attack him and put him in a chokehold and demand a WrestleMania match. It feels very forced. I'm sure the match will be fantastic, but the way we have gotten there really makes me scratch my head. Like, I don't get it.
I also think Gunther is, I'm not saying he won't join another one, but like I think at this stage Gunther is beyond a faction. Like ever since Imperium fell apart, well, I ain't gonna say fell apart, but since they disbanded Imperium, like Gunther hasn't needed that. Like
No.
he just like him. It makes
I don't think he's joined the Judgment. Like, I don't think he's joined the Vision. Like, I don't think that's the direction it's going to go. But if you ask me what the direction is going to go, I literally have no idea. I also know that Gunther can't afford to lose that match at WrestleMania.
He also doesn't need to be a Paul Heyman guy.
Yeah. He doesn't need that rub. I mean, obviously Brock Lesnar didn't need it either. I guess he did when he first started. I will be very interested to see what happens Monday. Like, what is the rationale? Why he like, he's got to come out. Why did he decide to line himself with Paul Heyman, if he even did? And like, maybe he was win out on his own. Maybe he has this past beef with Seth Rollins that I just forgotten about. But it was I think for those two guys not having anything to do with WrestleMania, to putting them together, I don't necessarily mind, because I think the match will be very, very good. I just don't. I think from a storyline basis, I think it falls apart.
Yeah, it's kind of like what you said a couple weeks ago. You can't have a guy like Gunther and not have him on TV, not have a plan for him.
Yeah.
And that's why this feels the way that it does, because it feels slapped together. It doesn't feel authentic. It doesn't feel organic. It's literally just out of nowhere. Like, it makes no sense whatsoever.
But I guess we'll see on Monday. I mean, if they can find a way to really rationalize it, I think they can make any story work. It's wrestling; you can make up anything. So I think the other thing that I think about is, because I feel like I can already predict how this match is going to end. Right? Like, I think eventually Braun Breaker returns during the match, right, and he ends up either distracting Seth Rollins, and that's how Gunther gets the victory. And I just don't think that's a good feather to have in Gunther's hat. Like, oh, hey, I beat Seth Rollins, but I needed outside interference to do it. He's supposed to be the guy that's retiring people all the time. Like, we'll see. I mean, I'm going to reserve my judgment a little bit, but it is a interesting decision for sure.
Yeah. I just want to see what happens. I just want to see the final result.
I'm with you on that. From there, we had more of the build of. We have the collapse of, the Io Sky and the Kabuki Warriors, as Raquel Rodriguez gets a much needed victory against Io Sky. There was obviously some interference here as Asuka and Kairi Sane came out during the match. Asuka continued to berate Kairi Sane. With Io Sky coming out and being like, hey, you don't have to align yourself with her. She went back in the ring. She gets the Tijuana bomb. Raquel Rodriguez gets the 1, 2, 3. I don't know what Raquel Rodriguez what she's going to be doing at WrestleMania. Unless they're going to take her and Roxanne Perez and put her into the tag team division, but it feels too late to do that now. And I think it's got to be, this is the way they're booking this. It's got to be Io Sky versus Asuka versus Kairi Sane at WrestleMania, or just Io Sky versus Asuka, with Kairi Sane finally turning on Asuka during that match. but this was fine for what it was. I guess you're gonna just continue to build on a story, but I think eventually they got to pull the trigger on what is happening with both of these performers, Io Sky and Raquel Rodriguez and Asuka for better, what they're doing at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I'm yeah, again, I just think it's the down period in between shows and the pay-per-views. Like it's because like right now I feel like they fishing for like
I also don't necessarily totally feel like, unless they really ramp up the feud here, Io Sky versus Asuka versus Kairi Sane doesn't feel like a WrestleMania match. Like it feels like a match you do on Raw. And no disrespect to them. I mean, I just because they
what's at stake here?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
but anyways, moving on from there.
No, and if it is a WrestleMania match or whatever, it's 100% a opening match. Like you kick it off with them.
Well, I mean, I guess you could make the argument that whoever wins that match would go on to possibly have an opportunity to challenge for Intercontinental. But talking about it, that feud wasn't even featured on this week's episode of TV, which I don't necessarily hate. I think they set it up. I don't necessarily need to see Becky Lynch or AJ Lee again until WrestleMania. That match has been overcooked for months. So from there, we had AJ Lee's husband CM Punk finally get the better of Roman Reigns as he powerbombed him through a table. And if you're curious, because you're insane like I am, so Roman Reigns came out not quite as fast getting into the ring, TJ. How long do you think it took from the second Roman Reigns' music hit until he was fully in the ring? Did it take him today? Yes, or Monday?
I'm going to say... you say not as fast?
No. It was way faster because, not as fast. It was not as fast because he got in the ring last week in like under a minute or like a minute and a half. When he threw the Usos out of the ring.
I'm gonna say 4 minutes even.
You are very close. It took Roman Reigns from the moment his music hit until he was in the ring, ready to talk to the crowd. 4 minutes, 15 seconds, and 28 frames. 4 minutes it took Roman Reigns to get into the ring. And then, obviously he gets to the ring. He was immediately interrupted by CM Punk right after he told the crowd to acknowledge him in New York City. CM Punk comes out. They have a huge brawl. It ends up with CM Punk powerbombing Roman Reigns through the table. Very reminiscent of what happened to Roman Reigns to him just a week later. And then he's on top of the barrier, just being CM Punk. And yeah, they had a huge, crazy brawl. This feud continues to just do numbers for me. I can't get enough of these two guys just talking to each other in the ring. Feud, like it's been booked to perfection, in my opinion. Like it feels like these two wrestlers hate each other.
And that's a what you call it. That's the sign of a good feud, of good booking.
Yeah.
If it creates the image of like, hey, they genuinely hate each other. But again, like everything else, it don't need. I mean, like, it had to happen because, like you said, CM Punk had to get the better of Roman because you want to go into this match thinking like, hey, anybody can win this, right? Yeah. That doesn't happen with Roman just constantly beating the hell out of CM Punk.
Yeah. I mean, this feud's been probably my favorite feud going into WrestleMania. The Randy Orton Cody Rhodes one is a close second. The Obafemi one also with Brock Lesnar also has been very entertaining. But this feud is really doing numbers for me because I'm also like kind of torn. So obviously, I'm from Chicago, right? So I'm a huge CM Punk fan. Actually, funny enough, so when I was living in Florida, I don't know if I ever told you this story. So when I was living in Florida, I was working at the ABC affiliate there in Panama City. I got free tickets to go to a house show in Tallahassee. And so I went, I got like front row tickets to like this house show. And at one point, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins were in a tag team match. I don't remember it now. I was also under the influence a little bit. I don't remember now who they were wrestling against, but I chanted, I was literally right behind them. Like I was in the front row behind them. And this is, so I chanted CM Punk but right behind them for like literally the entire match. And at one point, Roman Reigns turns to me and he's like, "Are you ever going to let it go? It's been 7 years." And I was like, "No, I can't. I'm from Chicago. We have to do this." And when the match was over, so Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins were good guys at this particular time. They went out of their way to not shake my hand after the match. and anyways, long story short, yeah, so obviously I love CM Punk, and the other problem is that I love this Roman Reigns character. This Roman Reigns character may be, when I talk about like my pantheon of like all-time favorite wrestlers, this Roman Reigns version of Roman Reigns is for sure in there. Like the acknowledge me, the just passive aggressive stuff, like just his character work over the last 5 years has probably been my favorite character work of any wrestler that I can remember in a really long time that wasn't named Bray Wyatt. So I just can't wait for this match, dude. I cannot wait. Like I will be really torn because I don't know who I want to win.
So yeah, I'm like, I ain't gonna say I don't know who I want to win, but I just want it to be a good match. Like that's it. Like I don't want this to be. I don't want the hype to outweigh the match.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Like
one thing that Roman Reigns like regularly does, like in big matches, he always delivers. So I don't think that'll be a problem. But yeah, that's been our SmackDown and Raw results show. Let's quick recap what I think the WrestleMania card is looking like now, TJ, because I had to make some changes here. So obviously, night one, we have the undisputed WWE Championship match with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. I think that's going to happen in a steel cage. So book that in a steel cage. The women's tag team title match, I think, is now going to be a TLC match. The United States Championship will be a fatal four-way match between Dragunov, Carmella Hayes, Trick Williams, and obviously the champion, Sami Zayn. The Women's World Championship match, the Women's Intercontinental match, I think that will be a last woman standing match between Becky Lynch and AJ Lee. Drew McIntyre, Jacob Fatu already confirmed an unsanctioned match. This is where I'm kind of going out on a limb just a little bit. I think it'll be The Vision and I Show Speed going up against the Usos and LA Knight. So this kind of gets the Usos their revenge on I Show Speed. It also gets LA Knight on the card because I have no idea what he's going to be doing at WrestleMania if he's not in this particular spot. And he's too big of a star to not be on the show somewhere. And then obviously Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor somewhere in there. Maybe that'll be the open. No, I think Obafemi and Brock Lesnar will be the opening match of night one. I mean, it could be like a co-headliner, Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor match right after the Undisputed Champion or right before. That's night one. Thoughts?
none.
From there, night two, we got the WWE Heavyweight Championship match against Roman Reigns and CM Punk. That should be the final match of the entire weekend. And if it's not, something is horribly wrong. Jelly Roll Celebrity Tag Team match. Obviously, it's going to be him and Danhausen versus The Miz and Kit Wilson. The women's WWE Women's Championship match. The men's Intercontinental Ladder match. The women's United States title match, either in a triple threat or a one-on-one match. Seth Rollins versus Gunther. And I still have Io Sky versus Asuka versus Kairi Sane. And I still have a mask versus mask match between El Grande Americano, the original, and El Grande Americano, the OG, in a mask versus mask. But I'm feeling more and more confident that match will end up on AAA and will not be on this card. Because I think AAA wants that match because they've been so prominently featured on their programming. And I don't think either of them were featured on Raw this week at all. So that I'm feeling less and less confident about that last match as time goes by. And then obviously, before it makes sense, obviously there's going to be some wrestlers that are going to be missing WrestleMania. Unfortunately, this is the list that I have right now. Aleister Black. I do not expect the Raw Tag Team titles or the SmackDown Team titles to be defended on this card. On either one of them. I don't expect the MFTs, which includes Solo Sikoa, the Wyatt Six, including Uncle Howdy. I do not expect the New Day or Grayson Waller to be on this card, but they have to find something for Kofi Kingston to do. He's too much of a legend not to be on this card, man. They gotta put him somewhere.
No, they don't. They really don't.
But anyways, yeah, all of these wrestlers who are in the SmackDown Tag Team division also will probably miss the show. Motor City Machine Guns, R-Truth, and Damian Priest, who just won that title. The Street Profits, who haven't been on TV in months, so I'm just putting them there just for sake of just putting them there. And then two of the, Chad Gable and Ludwig Kaiser, unfortunately, will not make the WrestleMania card, and we're all very sad for them, aren't we, TJ?
So sad.
And then the final name there is Chris Jericho, because we all got worked, TJ. Actually, you didn't get worked. I got worked. We all got worked. Chris Jericho made his huge return to AEW last night as we broke on the Prime. As you've watched our show about the UFL, you found out about that almost like right after it happened. This puts an end to the return of him coming to the WWE. At least they squashed those rumors for now. I was so sure that Chris Jericho was coming to WWE, and I thought that for months. I predicted his return, and if my predictions for going all the way back to John Cena's final match, all the way back in December or whenever that was. I got worked completely. I thought the writing was on the wall. There was so much conversation. Where there's smoke, there's usually fire. They got me.
They got you.
Yeah, they got me. But I just think at the end of the day, I mean, if you're AEW, Chris Jericho is one of the you could probably count on your hand the people that have more knowledge about this industry than Chris Jericho does that are active wrestlers right now. That list is pretty short. And I just don't think you can let that guy go. You can't let that guy leave. He's too valuable to the beginning. The early stages of AEW, what they were when they first started, they're nothing without the commitment from Chris Jericho. And to lose that guy, I think would have really hurt their product. And so they're we just have to have him. He may still leave when his contract's up. I don't have that kind of information in front of me, but I was so sure Chris Jericho was coming back. I was shocked when people told me that he was in the ring in AEW on Wednesday. I thought it was an April Fool's joke, and then I looked real stupid when it wasn't.
I don't know why you thought it was going to be any different. Just.
I follow a lot of wrestling YouTubers, and they all everybody seemed sure that he was going to come back. Literally everyone, everybody got worked on this one. I wasn't the only one, TJ.
Who was everyone?
If you're the What Culture Wrestling guys, the Wrestling Cultaholic guys, all the guys from Sports or Wrestle Talk, they all were talking about how Chris Jericho was going to come back. So, but yeah, I got worked. I love getting worked though, so it's fun. I'm okay with it.
Sure.
But yeah, thank you very much for joining us for On Point Wrestling Entertainment. This is our 04/02/26 edition. Please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. We like what we're doing here at Prime Sports World. Next week, we're going to swing into some NFL content. We're also going to talk about some UFL, and we're going to have our weekly WWE show. So if you like what we're doing here, please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. And TJ, what we do here at the Prime, my friend?
Bring the heat.
Yes, sir. If you have a good weekend, man, I will talk to you later.
All right, man.
Peace.